Look at this dude's physique, bro. No 22-year-old should be looking like this, bro. The guy needs a CPAP machine to go to bed to get proper airflow into his... All right, what's good, guys? At Diagofit here, Diagofit.com for coaching. Today we are reacting to genetic anomalies, how I gained 25 pounds of muscle in 3 months. Now, to put this in retrospect for you, 25 pounds of muscle as a natural can typically be gained in 3 years, 4 years. If you're natural, if you're really dialing in, 25 pounds of muscle in 3 months is absolutely insane. So apparently this dude hopped off gear, okay, due to sides. If you don't know this guy, check out his Instagram. He makes crazy ass videos. He originally went viral for the masked videos of him with the crazy transformation. This dude with the fucking scream mask and all that shit. He's run into sides in the past. I made videos on him on Instagram. He's had crazy ass acne. He has the crazy fucking bump in his arm. That's just a genetic deformation. I don't know what the hell that shit is, but he was doing the rage bait with like the steroid abscess. Definitely not an abscess. It's a mutation, a genetic deformation. But he hopped off due to sides and he's hopped back on and gained 25 pounds of mass in fucking 3 months. Okay, so if we look at the comments, okay, not gonna lie, no one wants it more than bro. He's really about this life. Genetic anomaly, the Trentons are the best natural bodybuilders of the era. Obvious joke. Trentons look like Anne of our sisters next to him. Your girlfriend is so funny. Watch her. Like, okay, whatever. That's probably somewhere in the video. How I gained 25 pounds of muscle, a lot of roids, a lot of food, a lot of training. Simple. Okay, and it really is that simple. If you're trying to gain that much mass quick, you got to do all three of what that fool just said. A lot of fucking gear, a lot of training, a lot of fucking dieting. You're gonna get there. Now, look at this shit, bro.
So good tan.
So I think he's getting ready for his show. Look how fucking big this suit is, bro. Holy shit. It's like twice as big. All right, so here he goes, taking the pump cover off. Not really a fucking pump cover, he doesn't need it. Okay, that's what it was. He had gyno surgery. So very typical when abusing steroids, you are going to end up getting gyno unless you're doing everything perfectly correct. You have professional guidance over you. If you're taking a lot of steroids, 99% chance you're going to get gyno and you're going to have to get it removed surgically. Once you get gynecomastia, which is that glandular tissue under your nipple due to elevated estrogen or prolactin, the only way to get it removed once you have the gland is by surgery. You can't reduce it. You can reduce it down in terms of the gland itself so it's less protrusive, so that it isn't fucking puffy. Okay, obviously you get off gear first off, or you lower the dose of TRT, figure out what's causing it, then you can reduce it down via raloxifene protocol. There's shit you can do to reduce the puffiness down, but you won't actually get the tissue removed fully unless you get it surgically removed. So he got the surgery, props to him. A lot of people do, and I'm gonna get that shit soon too. I have gyno myself. So he got the surgery. Look at this fucker, bro.
Now you're even more attracted to him, I guess, then.
Classic. Okay, look at this dude's physique, bro.
I'm the biggest one.
Jesus Christ. So, for the record, let's glance at this shit, bro. Look at this dude's physique. Let's get a good shot of this. Look at that shit. Holy fuck. All right, so for the record, 22 years old, bro. So this guy's 22 years old. Look at him. He looks like a goddamn 35-year-old at the bare minimum. This is what gear does. It ages you for sure, but also just the pure amount of mass, lean tissue that he has obviously makes him look a lot older. Now, here's the thing when it comes to genetic anomaly, right? So Trend Twins Mike is saying that he looks twice as big. Well, okay, figures, because he put on 25 pounds of muscle in 3 months. So obviously he's gonna look a lot fucking bigger. If we go to his IG, we can see this video went absolutely viral of him with the CPAP. All right, so we can see the video here. He can't sleep anymore. He's wearing a CPAP. He's in need of a CPAP. So obviously it's like a little entertainment stunt thing, but the reason why it went viral is because he had a previous video that went viral of him needing the CPAP of him here. All right, so the guy needs a CPAP machine to go to bed to get proper airflow into his lungs when you're sleeping. Now, I don't know if the sleep apnea was caused due to his overuse of gear. However, he needs the CPAP, and I need you guys to understand this. If you get to the point where you don't need a CPAP prior to your gear use, prior to your bulk, and then you need it after taking gear, that is a massive warning sign that something's going really wrong. So when you take massive amounts of gear, it's very typical for your neck to blow up. When you see IFBB pros, when you see open competitors, very typical to have that stallion type neck where it's just protruding out. You look like a fucking stallion. It's very typical to see this when you do have super physiological test values. Your test is very fucking high. Very common to get a thickened neck and airway issues. So, and that can cause problems because if you do have that thickened neck, it's going to cause hypertrophy in your neck muscles, your tongue, your soft tissue as well, which can narrow the upper airway when it comes to getting that airflow into your lungs. This is a problem. It can cause sleep apnea, which means that you're not able to get that air into your lungs when you're sleeping, which causes that horrific fucking noise. And you need the CPAP machine when you're sleeping just in order to get oxygen inflow to your fucking lungs. And because of these issues with your breathing, this can cause massive mental instability. But not only that, also long-term risk, high blood pressure, cardiovascular problems, stroke risk, heart attack risk. The longer you run into this with this sleep apnea problem, okay? And Genetic Anomaly does need this machine to go to bed. Again, I don't know if this was caused from the gear use or if it was caused prior and he's just needing it now. I don't know, but regardless, he's huge. He's a big motherfucker. He has a thick neck. It's not surprising that he needs the machine, but he's of course taking a lot of gear, and this is one of those physical signs of his abuse that you're able to see physically of him with the acne when he's flexing into shots. You can see he has massive fucking acne. Now, it doesn't look like he has that bad of acne. Now he probably got this side under control. But if we go back and look at him here, okay, he's looking a lot better for sure, but of course he's on every goddamn compound in the book. His genetics, of course, are insane. Okay, his name Genetic Anomaly fits his case here because he has crazy ass genes. I don't know what dosage he's taking. If I were to assume he's 22 years old, he's probably taking a lot of fucking steroids, but his genetics could be to the point where he's a hyper responder, which means that he doesn't need as much gear to get a crazy physique. It could be one of the two options, but chances are he's just taking a lot of shit, all right? So we can see him here, crazy ass physique, bro. Now, in my personal opinion, I don't think that this dude has a lot more in the tank. I think that within the next 5-10 years, he's going to either be forced to downsize or he's going to run into a health complication. You can't keep this amount of mass up, especially at 22 years old, without the risk of running into a massive problem. Look at guys like Sam Sulak, okay? It's just a matter of time if these dudes either downsize, because they're going to run into a problem one way or another. And Genetic Anomaly is one of those guys. 22 years old, Jesus Christ. Look, I hope that this dude, I think this whole video is mainly just entertainment here. I really hope this dude does fix his ways here because look at him. I mean, this dude's a monster at 22. No 22-year-old should be looking like this, bro. I mean, this is absolutely insane. But he is going to be hit with an ultimatum at some point of whether or not he needs to come clean off the gear, whether he's going to keep pushing it. When you're this big, you will inevitably run into that decision, especially if you're a professional competitor in the open class like Anomaly. I'm pretty sure he's going to go fucking compete. The majority of bodybuilders that end up croaking early are people like this. Okay, they take it to the extremes. The Rich Pianas, the Dallas McCarvers. Okay, they take it to the extremes. They have crazy big physiques at a very young age. These are the types of guys that will go on to win trophies when it comes to bodybuilding, when it comes to competition IFBB pros, okay? But their lifespan isn't the longest because holding this pure amount of lean tissue, this amount of weight year round is very unhealthy. It puts a lot of strain on your cardiovascular system. The amount of gear that you need to take year round to maintain this type of look in the off season and then into your prep, okay, for your prime look on stage, it's not healthy, and you definitely are taking a lot of years off your life doing this. Now, it's not a bad thing, okay? A lot of them know that they're doing this shit and they want to do it, so props to them for doing it. But if you are trying to prioritize your health and longevity, then you have to understand that this is not a good idea. Yeah, it looks sick as fuck, okay? The reason why he's going viral is because of this look, because he's 22. It's natural rage bait. The kid's 20 fucking 2, bro, and he looks like he's been competing for a decade now. He probably looks like he's like young 30s, low 30s. This is what I expected him to be based on this pure amount of size and just his facial features. Okay, he looks older from the gear use, but you just have to understand that this isn't necessarily the best idea, and he knows it. Okay, look at this fucking physique, bro. You can hear him, he's having a difficult time talking.
Magnify is good for the pump. My favorite workout of all time, rectum raise, blue rise.
But you can hear the guy, he can't even talk. It's very common. Look at Sam Sulak and these guys when they're holding this much amount of size. They're like, I'm hungry. Like, you'll hear them do this shit, bro. It's because their airways are so tightened up. They're holding so much tissue. They're having to get that excess amount of oxygen into their system. They can't even talk without getting fatigued. It's common. You can see it front hand with this guy right here. Let's keep watching this shit.
Get some sleep.
Listen to him.
He
Nice.
knows exactly what I need.
They know you now.
Yeah. They sent me everything.
Fuck.
I even have a shaker finally.
Yeah, because you didn't have.
The guy's huge.
So,
Oh, so sexy.
good video today.
Classic. I mean, look at that shit, bro. No pump, absolutely zero fucking. I mean, maybe he got back from the gym just now, but look at this guy. He's not in the gym. Like, he probably hasn't lifted. Look at his fucking arms, bro. Look at his chest. He does have an extended gut a little bit, and that's probably due to his GHUs or just his food intake, because he's having to eat a shit ton of food guaranteed to maintain this physique. The one thing you can't take away from the guy is his work ethic. I mean, obviously, he's dialed the fucking with everything. You can't get this from just gear use. You can't just expect to pump your ass full of steroids and get a physique like this. He's grinding. Like, he's out here every day living the life, eating 24/7, training every fucking day, and he's taking his gear properly with the right protocol to get the physique. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with taking gear in general, but when you're abusing it to this level to get this amount of muscle mass and you retain it year round, it is just a matter of time before some type of issue arises. If you're gonna take gear, you want to get on your cycle, blast that shit, and then come off. You don't want to go in with the mindset of, I'm gonna be taking gear year round for the rest of my fucking life. That is how you croak early. But if you want to make it to the Olympia caliber, okay, you want to be one of these fucking freaks. Samson Dowda, Derek Lunsford, all these fuckers that are huge, you have to be taking gear year round, and you are going in already consciously understanding that you are going to take years off your life. But if you're cool with that, cool. Like, no one cares. Go do your thing, go win, go get the fucking trophy, do what you gotta do. But again, you have to be aware that this absolutely will take years off your life. And if your protocol's not dialed, if you're not on top of your health, you can almost guarantee yourself you will croak early. Now, I'm hoping for this dude's sake, genetic anomaly, that he's on top of his health. I'm assuming he is. I'm assuming that he has a lot of oversight going into his blast, going into his heart, his blood pressure, his overall lab work. I'm assuming that he's doing all this shit. But even then, even if you're on top of everything, you're putting band-aids over these sides that are coming up, the cardiovascular strain, the blood pressure, the fucking organ strain. You can't just put a band-aid over that shit forever. Eventually, it's going to overlap. You're going to run into the problem. If he's not giving himself a break, he will eventually run into a catastrophe, or again, he's going to be forced to downsize. One of the two, bro. It's one of the two. So if you're going to get to this level, first off, you need the genetics, and second off, you have to understand what you're doing. If you don't, you're just taking trend year round, you're taking fucking growth insulin, you're going to run into a massive health problem. And if you're not aware that it's going to happen, it's going to be a surprise. You're going to be in for a rude awakening when you wake up in the ER not knowing what the hell happened, or you just don't wake up at all because you had a fucking heart attack or a stroke or some type of weird ass thing like a blood clot that happened due to your gear use. You don't want this to happen. So for genetic anomaly's sake, I hope that homie is on top of his health. I really do. But if he is on top of everything and he's doing this temporarily because he has the size, of course, if I had this size, the genetics to do this shit, I would be milking this too. Hopefully he does this to build up his brand, and then he downsizes and he remains healthy for the rest of his life, lives a good life with his girl. Looks like he has a good fucking life out here, good girlfriend. So hopefully he can do that and live his life to the fullest for a long time. Only time will see. But that's my 2 cents on this, guys. If you liked, like, and subscribe. Whatever you want me to react to next, just tag me in that fucking video and I will react to it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.